Hej, z tej strony Indie Playerka. Kontynuujemy naszą historię z panem Vernem. Drugi chapter. Proszę bardzo. Zaczynamy.
Captain, my take is that the only way to open it safely is exposing it to the IMAG.
Are you sure?
This deadbolt is a piece made by Phobos priests. Their devices were famous for being impenetrable, forged with the remainders of a meteorite. If anyone messes with it, it will launch a discharge of an energy that will cause a deep, infinite terror to whoever receives it.
An energy that causes terror? That's preposterous.
Maybe for you, but for the Atlanteans, the power of Phobos was real enough. Do you think that fear, destructive imagination, and hopelessness don't exist?
Not presented in the shape of fireworks and sparks.
If you don't believe me, feel free to break the chest with a crowbar.
How can the IMAG open it?
The IMAG feeds itself with Mr. Verne's imagination and uses it to creatively change our reality. Therefore, it's a positive force, directly opposed to the kind of energy that the deadbolt uses. I'm reasonably convinced that the energy of the IMAG will nullify the one in the lock.
You mean like sand and rust?
Could be. The deadbolt is a rusty key, and the IMAG, the sand that wipes away when scrubbed.
Do it, Verne.
W skrócie, iMac powinien otworzyć to pudełeczko.
What the...
What now?
Zepsuliśmy?
The iMac? It doesn't work. It looks like it ran out of energy. That explosion must have dried it up.
You must make it work. We must release the compass of destiny from this chest.
Shouting at me won't help.
Adriel, go and look for Petrov. May he bring the torch and...
Captain, I must advise against force opening the chest. Unless you want to lose your mind, what is imperative now is to find an answer to why the IMAG is dead.
If you have any theory, spit it out now.
It's possible that, given that the IMAG gets its energy from the imagination of its host, the problem is inside your mind, Verne.
In my mind?
Yes, that's true. You talked about hallucinations.
Yes. For an instant, I travelled back to a bridge in Paris. I had a similar vision at the island.
Do you remember seeing something like this in your vision?
It certainly has a likeness with the shadow I saw at the bridge, but are you telling me that I saw Phobos, the Atlantean god of fear?
Fear is a narrow description of what Phobos really meant to the Atlantean people. For them, he was the destructive imagination, the one born out from despair and angst. You could also say that his sister Placea, however, represented fantasy. But the truth was that she was perceived as the source of the creative imagination, the one that thrives from hope. I think that Atlanteans believed that the balance between the two brothers dictated one's own sanity. If Phobos has broken that balance in your mind, that would explain the IMAG's silence.
Mythology? You're talking about mythology? I don't believe in Phobos, hence it's impossible that it's harming me.
The thing here is, you are afraid. Too much fear inside you. Until you don't master it, I'm afraid that the IMAG will never work again.
I refuse to believe in hocus pocus.
And how can you explain the IMAG blast? It saved your life.
I don't question that the Atlantean technology doesn't work. What I mean is that...
Enough with the debate! We are losing precious time. What matters is that the IMAG only works with you. It's obvious that your hallucinations are a symptom of some kind of disorder. Visit Dr. Cedric and get yourself a neurological check. That's an order.
All right.
You, Adriel, check the reparations. We must keep afloat for 2 days until we get to the base. We must assume that Commander Hetzel is not far from us.
Yes, Captain.
Why are you still here?
Aren't you bothered by the way we were attacked? They fell upon us too easily. It's more than probable that there is a traitor on board.
A traitor? In the Nautilus? Never. I have personally chosen each member of this crew. There is no question that the nation has found a way to decode our communications.
I envy your confidence, Captain. but you should be aware that during the attack, I found that someone shot Shun's body after his death. I believe that the murderer was trying to hide the fact that he was killed before the boarding.
God damn it. Let's keep our eyes opened. If there is a traitor in such a small space, he or she will be exposed sooner or later. God damn it!
W skrócie, bo było naprawdę tego dużo. Tylko pan nasz Julek może używać tego imaga ze swoją wyobraźnią, ale problem tkwi w jego głowie, że coś tam nie styka, jakaś bogini mitologiczna coś tam zrobiło, jacyś bracia, już dokładnie nie pamiętam, o co chodziło, ale pan Juliusz nie wierzy w mitologię, nie wierzy w hokus pokus. Pani Ruda się dziwiła, jak może nie wierzyć, skoro widzi, jak ten imag działa i w ogóle, że ten iMag przeteleportował tamtych dosłownie. Ale no to przecież technologia. Przecież, nie czary. I tak, i pan Juliusz jest niedowiarkiem. Pan kapitan wysłał go na neurologiczne badanie, bo miał jakieś tam wizje. Pan Juliusz. I dodatkowo uzgodnili, pan Juliusz podejrzewał, że jest zdrajca na statku i dlatego tamci nas zaatakowali z taką łatwością. I dodatkowo to jedno ciało było po zabiciu dopiero postrzelone, czyli ktoś próbował ukryć, że go zabił przed przybyciem tych intruzów. Dobra. Idziemy teraz do doktora.
Nonsense. I may have my issues, but Atlantean magic? Come on. Let's go to deck 3 to see Doc.
Pan dalej nie wierzy w magię z Atlantydy. Idzie do doktora. Gdzie ja miałam iść? Oni tam mi powiedzieli, jak to zawsze ja. Map. Nemo. Doktor jest na lewo. Czyli muszę iść do CO2 room, albo muszę iść dołem. Spróbujmy iść w lewo.
Nemo's organ has always fascinated me, and also gives me chills, just like the captain.
To są organy Nemo. On sobie tu gra. Patrzcie, jak jedną ręką potrafi wygrać. Ale to jest ładne wszystko, no nie mogę. Aha.
It doesn't work. I can't reach the sick bay. I'll go to the bridge and see if Nadine can help me.
Bridge jest na górze? Tak, na górze jest, dobra. Czyli lecimy na górę. Czy ty jesteś Nadine?
Mr. Verne, don't come any closer. These carbo exhausts are quite damaged, and you could breathe polluted air.
I will, but what about you, Sumi?
Don't worry, I'm used to it, and it takes a big deal of carbon dioxide to knock me down.
Will they hold until we reach the base?
I'm working on it. Oh, they must hold. Without them, we couldn't breathe.
I'll stop bothering you. Good luck with that.
Thanks. I will need it.
Jakiś dwutlenek węgla się pewnie wydziela. I żebym tu uważała. I że pani jest przyzwyczajona i jej nic nie będzie. Także... Ale my musimy iść do mostka, więc... Co to? Jakaś mapa. Okej. No mapa świata podejrzewam. Nie jakaś.
Nadine is always reading these penny dreadfuls. Awfully boring literature, so to speak.
Nuda, tak?
Jules, good to see you.
Nadine, I'm glad you're alive.
I have a big headache thanks to a rifle butt, but I'm in one piece, not like this melting piece of junk.
It is still a striking piece of junk.
That's because I'm the one who steers it, babe.
Don't you find it weird how the servo radars stopped working? They always have spotted any enemy approach from miles away.
Maybe they have discovered a way of avoiding them. All technology improves, even the bad guys.
It looks like too much improvement for such a short time. Don't you think it's possible that someone of the crew has...
Verne, take my advice. Don't go insinuating the idea of a treason. Moral is low enough to allow paranoia gets installed in the ship.
I guess you're right.
Donation, dobrze.
Do you think they will find us again?
No doubt about it. We have decoded a radio message from the nation. The Raven is still alive and it's behind us at full throttle. Your hocus pocus stuff only sent him 200 miles away from us. Sooner or later he will fall upon us, and that's for sure.
If we keep ourselves underwater, he won't find us.
We have been 2 days without recycling air, and the oxy-recyclers are quite damaged. If we don't emerge soon, you will discover what it's like to want to puke with every breath.
Wonderful. I came for a more mundane issue. Can you activate the elevators for a moment? I must reach the sickbay.
Of course, and I hope you're fine. I will give you a few seconds of energy. We are so low at fuel that even seals pass us. God, what I'd give for being shopping in New York.
Okej, biegniemy. Pani nam daje tylko chwilę na użycie wind, bo mamy tak mało paliwa, że nawet foki szybciej od nas pływają. No, otwórz się. A, to ja chyba nie tu miałam iść. Dobra, górą. Ogólnie powiedział o tym, że może być zdrajca wśród nas. To pani mu powiedziała, żeby nie chodził, nie rozgłaszał tego, bo i tak są morale tak niskie, że tragedia. Na pewno nas znów znajdą tamci, co nas zaatakowali. Ale pan wymyślił, że może jak zostaniemy wystarczająco długo pod wodą, to nie znajdą nas. Gdzie ja miałam iść? Czekajcie, na mapę zerknę. Tylko wam dokończę, że nas nie znajdą. Ale pani powiedziała, że musimy wypłynąć na zewnątrz, powietrze znów tam przefiltrować i tak dalej, bo inaczej będziemy się dusić. Workshop. Do workshop muszę zjechać? Do workshop? Chyba, że dok to było na zasadzie, że doktor. Sprawdźmy. Tak, jestem w dobrym miejscu. Dobra. Tak, ten doktor ma stąd wychodzić, jak mu windy nie działają.
The Nemiagram isn't prepared yet. Come on in. Make yourself comfortable. How are you?
I felt better before my conversation with Nemo. He's getting more nervous each day.
That happens to all of us.
Pan Nemo z każdym dniem jest coraz bardziej
What's this
nerwowy.
device? Nemiogram? A memory writer?
That's it. I designed it months ago, but I hadn't the chance to test it. It induces a deep hypnosis trance to a patient, and it's ideal to explore the blocked corners inside his or her mind, theoretically.
Theoretically.
Yes, your checkup from after the boarding shows no brain damage, nor blood clots that explain your hallucinations. So I decided to try an alternative approach.
Hypnosis? Why?
The IMAG and you are linked by imagination.
Doctor, that sounds terribly unscientific.
Call it in brainwaves or whatever you like. The undeniable matter here is that the IMAG only works with your brain. The Raven attack provoked a trauma, and because of that, the IMAG doesn't work anymore.
And how is this machine supposed to cure me?
It will not cure you. My intention with the Nemiagram is to discover what happened to you at that island. You have told me many times that although you don't hold any memory of that episode, you believe that there is where you found the IMAG and suffered your first bridge hallucination. Maybe the memory of the events you experienced at the island holds the answer, or at least a clue that will help us to cure your malady and the captain's concerns.
A very interesting hypothesis, but frankly, Doc, are you sure that you aren't going to fry my brains?
Of course not. Theoretically. I guess we'll be able to find out about it. Relax while I finish the adjustments.
I don't even know what that is anymore. Will it hurt?
Not at all. Although it's possible that you'll suffer some headaches in the next hours.
That doesn't help me to relax.
I promise that the headaches will be worth it.
So, how's the vaccine?
Intact, at least. Luckily, the nation minions didn't make it to here. On the other hand, my research is absolutely at a standstill. Cholera is an extremely resistant bacteria. Each day more and more people die from it. For what I've been informed, the horror I lived in India is nothing compared to what is going on right now among the workers of the nation's factories.
You know you have me here for whatever you need. In the event I survive this machine, of course. Someone around here has told me a story about you facing the bloody raven years ago.
I don't know who has told you such a stretch of the truth. I just have seen him once, from away, and he still froze the blood in my veins. It was a long time ago, in India, in a village in the middle of the jungle. We the Brits were holding our position in front of the nation's advances until the Raven and his Echo guards arrived.
How do you think they have found us? We didn't emerge for 3 days.
I've been at war too many years to still believe in coincidence.
How is the secret base we are heading to?
One could say that it's as melodramatic as the captain likes. We will be safe there.
When do we start?
It's ready. Let's begin. Focus. Tell me about the bridge.
It's a bridge. In Paris, I believe. Mist surrounds me. I have a strange feeling, because there is someone else here with me. I have felt that very same presence before, at the island, before the Nautilus.
Focus on it. Let yourself go.
I'll try. It's difficult to focus. Everything began 6 months ago, the day of the wreck of the AES Annabel Lee.
Naprawdę już chapter 2 zrobiłam?
Cedric's strange machine unleashed my memories, lightening the dark void of my stay at the island. The Annabel Lee was my first assignment as a scientific officer at the American Empire Navy. In addition to the war's own menace, there was a rumor that a huge sea monster was around, sinking ships. Despite my skepticism, 3 weeks after our departure, in the dead of night, that rumor became a reality by pouncing on our ship and in a matter of minutes wrecking us. By some miracle, I survived. Luckily, the currents brought me to the island. Later, I understood that my extraordinary journey started right there.
No i poznajemy, dlaczego pan
Where
był
am I?
na wyspie. Tam pan doktor użył na nim jakiś nowy swój wynalazek, jakąś nową maszynę. Pan doktor się bał, że nie pan doktor, tylko Juliusz się bał, że usmaży mu mózg, ale jednak mu nie usmażyła chyba. Pan doktor też pracuje nad szczepionką na cholerę. I tyle tam tego mówili, że teraz już nie pamiętam, o czym tam rozmawiali. No i mamy 3. rozdział. Widać, że się udało wrócić wspomnienia tą hipnozą. Dobrze, to zrobimy tak po rozdziale, no co. Także jak takie króciutkie, to będą takie króciutkie odcinki dla odmiany. Dobrze, dziękuję wam bardzo. Pa, pa.